अखिलांड ज्योति स्वरूपा निर्मलाकार सत्वगुणोत्तमा नित्यानंद प्रियदर्शना कोटि प्रभाकर प्रकाश पूरित सौंदर्य मुख लक्षण प्रभो श्री रामदासाय सद्गुरुवे नमः। श्री रामदासाय सद्गुरुवे नमः। श्री रामदासाय सद्गुरुवे प्यारे दर्शन दीजो तुम बिन रहो न जाए। प्यारे दर्शन दीजो तुम बिन रहो न जाए। जन बिन कमल चंद बिन रजनी जल बिन कमल चंद बिन रजनी ऐसे तुम देखो बिन सजनी। जल बिन कमल चंद बिन रजनी ऐसे तुम देखो बिन सजनी। आकुल व्याकुल फिरो नर दिन आकुल व्याकुल फिरो रे दिन विरह इन संग केलु होली। पिया तर गए अकेली, इन संग केलु होली। माणिक्य मोती सब हम छोड़े, माणिक्य मोती सब हम छोड़े, गले में पहली सेरी। भोजन भवन भलो नहीं लागे, भोजन भवन भलो नहीं लागे, पिया कारण भई गेली, मुझे दूरी क्यों मिली। पिया तज गए है अकेली, इन संग केलु होली। अब तो प्रीत और सो जोड़ी, हमसे कही क्यों पहेली। अब तो प्रीत और सो जोड़ी, हमसे करी क्यों पहेली। गुरुदेव बीते अजहुराए, लग रही ताला बेली, इन गिरमा ये बेली। पिया तज गए है अकेली, इन संग केलु होली। श्याम बिना जियर डोर छावे, श्याम बिना जियर डोर छावे, जैसे जल बिन बेली। मीरा को प्रभु दर्शन दीजो, मीरा को प्रभु दर्शन दीजो, मैं तो जन्म जन्म की चेरी, दरस बिना खड़ी दुहेरी। पिया तज गए है अकेली, इन संग केलु होली। मत जा मत जा मत जा जोगी, पाँव परों में तेरी। मत जा मत जा मत जा जोगी, पाँव परों में तेरी। मत जा मत जा मत जा जोगी। प्रेम भक्ति को पंद है न्यारो, प्रेम भक्ति को पंद है न्यारो, हमको गैल बता जाना। मत जा मत जा मत जा जोगी, पाँव परों में तेरी। मत जा मत जा मत जा जोगी। अगर चंदन की चिता बनाओ, अगर चंदन की चिता बनाओ, अपने हाथ जला जाना। मत जा मत जा मत जा जोगी, पाँव परों मत जा मत जा जोगी। मीरा कहे प्रभु गिरधर नागर, मीरा कहे प्रभु गिरधर नागर, जोत में ला जा, मत जा मत जा जोगी। पाँव पड़ो में तेरे, मत जा मत जा मत जा जोगी। इंग्लिश पार्ट पढ़ी तो तुम feeling the presence, feeling the waves, feeling the radiance. You are my source of faith and strength. You are my path and destination, and I am always connected to you. Nothing of me and everything of you. Lead me higher, lead me deeper, lead me beyond, lead me true. Okay. Thank you so much.
We are happy. I am happy because of you. Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम 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 जय जय राम ओम राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Pranam, Pranam, Pranam. So yesterday we were not yesterday, no, day first. Yesterday, yes, correct. So we were discussing about the how to make the mind a refinery. This is the message Bhagavad Gita gives to us. These 18 chapters give us some clues, because as soon as the session is over, we are going back to our own field, our family, our profession, our society. We are with our own mind. So what does it make a difference? Is it to hear and then go? No. So it has been clearly mentioned that the mind has to become a refinery. Or, putting it in another way, it should be converted into a laboratory. Step by step, inch by inch, build up your great character and personality by handling this psychophysical energy system that is within you. Out of your psychic energy system, you are going to produce a remarkable product, namely Buddhi. Buddhi Yoga, Yoga Buddhi, discriminative faculty, a luminous point within the human sensory psychic system. This is to be developed out of the same psychic energy system. It's a tremendous psychic chemistry we do within the human system. So we convert the whole body into a laboratory. There we are slowly evolving this Buddhi. In this connection, we remember Papa's words. At that time we gave a different meaning to ourselves, but now it is becoming clear. Seek guidance always from within. Last one. If what Ramdas says is in agreement with your inner voice, follow it. Don't accept Ramdas' suggestion without a sanction from within. The more a man becomes reflective and meditative, the nearer he approaches the true springs of life. So this reflective and meditative means this Buddhi Yoga. So the Almighty Lord of the universe, from whom we have all come, who is taking care of us, He has also given us a sense of freedom through the sense of individuality, and where He now gives the opportunity for us to develop the Buddhi Yoga. So here He says, be reflective and meditative, anything and everything. Because Papa could scale the heights in 2 years with this method. He was not relying upon anything outside. In the previous one, he says, Ramdas never joined any organization for his spiritual growth. Guru within him mysteriously guided him and made everything easy for God realization. Then he found that the best rules to be followed were those which his inner Guru set for him from time to time. It is clear that our guide in such matters must be the Guru within us and not without. Like that, he has been blunt and in telling us, you So that means, we have to be reflective, meditative. When we were reading Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, when he says, Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam, I am the eternal seed of everything, from whom everything has sprung. We were just reading it, academic, But the meaning will be known only when we do reflection. So Papa, in one of his letters, just now we read it out, he brings his uncomplicated and simple word, first cause. You are the first cause from whom everything has come. The first paddy. From the paddy seed, you get so many paddy grains. From one coconut seed, you get so many coconuts. Like that, anything but which is the first, how did the first coconut come? The first bindi, the first tomato, the first mirchi. Just start thinking, first coffee, first tea. So the first cause. So from the first cause we have evolved out. This can be pursued only with a reflective and contemplative mind. So that is what he said, when we convert our mind into a laboratory, all these things will slowly unfold. So here, he says, step by step, inch by inch, build up your great character and personality by handling this psychophysical energy system within you. What a beautiful system we have been provided with. Out of your psychic energy system, you are going to produce a remarkable product, namely buddhi, intelligence. Buddhi Yoga, Yoga Buddhi, discriminative faculty, a luminous point within the human sensory psychic system. This is to be developed out of the same psychic energy system. It's a tremendous psychic chemistry we do with the human system. We convert the whole body into a laboratory. Buddhau Sharanam Anvicha. In Bhagavad Gita he says, that is why Swami Ranganathan beautifully brings it out. It's all from Bhagavad Gita. Just like we are trying to convert our mind into a refinery, so that before any thought, any word or deed comes out of us, if it has undergone the process of refining, it will be beneficial not only to the person, to also others. This is what yesterday we thought. Now one more addition now. We convert the whole body into a laboratory. There we are slowly evolving this buddhi. Buddhi is your intelligence, discriminative faculty, your will, and all emotions mixed with it in beautiful harmony. It is the greatest instrument of human development. Reason, imagination, and will are integrated in it. That is what we need. And the Gita is going to tell us again and again the greatness of buddhi. In many places you will find it invoked in the Gita. Buddhau Sharanam Anvicha. Take refuge in buddhi. With that buddhi you will achieve everything. Buddhi is essentially a reason, but not dry intellectual reason. Reason which has been reinforced by emotions, reinforced by feeling. All motivation comes from emotion and feeling, not from intellect. And then comes will with its power of impact. And so when you combine all the three, you get a wonderful instrument of human development. This is called buddhi. A student in school and college studies various books, but the ultimate result of all study should be the evolution of that buddhi. You see that now nowadays, they are talking about artificial intelligence. We have that, what do you call it? Chat, GPT. You give a text, request them to summarize, like that in a trice. So look at the buddhi of the person who conceived this. Let's say somebody asked, how can this come? And somebody said, whatever you feel you can do it, now it can be done by the instrument. Because the instrument by itself cannot do that. Everybody is feeding, those who are working in it, they are feeding them. But to many of us, it may not. Like, suppose we want to know the particular chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we go in, but somebody has feed it, no? This we should understand. Behind everything, there is a person who is not merely the body, mind, intellect, who is the spirit behind it. So when we are going through the Bhagavad Gita and we are trying to understand how Gita can enter into us, 2-3 dimensions have come out now. The Lord Buddhau Sharanam Anvicha. This chapter, anyway, tomorrow we'll see that. Elaborately has discussed about this. So we want all of you to kindly think about this. Apart from converting it to a refinery, we also try to keep it as a laboratory where we do the trial. We learn something from the class, we go there, we try to make some combination and see for ourselves. Actually, we are trying what we have learned. And then that trial will enable us to enter into new vaster fields. Infinite potentiality has been given to all of us. We have not been, we are trying to follow somebody, Papa, in one of his most, if there is another word beyond that, I would use that. Very inspiring article. There he touches this. The true spiritual perfection lies along with your own inherent nature. You have to develop your individual uniqueness so that the divine power and glory may be revealed in you, expressing themselves in an original way. You ought to be a creator of new thoughts and actions. See? Buddhi. Buddhau Sharanam Anvicha. Take refuge in Buddhi when Bhagavad Gita says. Papa says, you ought to be a creator of new thoughts and actions. When you are walking on the path of the divine, you are fired with the zeal of adventure and you go to meet the goal of your quest according to your own inborn nature. And what is sadhana? Sadhana consists in removing the obstacles that are found in your nature so that you can spontaneously reveal the eternal truth of your being. And now what is happening? Sadhakas receive inspiration and guidance from great souls and scriptures. But they should be warned against mere imitation. The world judges the lives illumined with the divine radiance by common tests and standards. This is the mistake unknowingly we all commit. It expects that they should all be cast in the same mold and act and live in the same manner. You are asked to do a particular thing or not to do it because some great saint in the past did or did not do. If you express your creativity, you are told you have departed from the traditional path. You see, the pearl of fish receives the raindrop and dives down into the sea and after some time produces a pearl of rare brilliance. There is a creation, unique, original. You and I are all enjoying these creature comforts. Still, we don't accept these things. When there was no specs in the world, he was not guided by what was there already. A new idea, na? Something to improve your seeing capacity. Buddhi. Cotton was a gift of Almighty, Bidamam Sarvabhutanam. And our ancestors were told, they were wearing barks of the tree to cover their private plots. But he made somebody to think, when he saw the cotton. And that creativity, you and I are wearing now clothes, textile technology. When there was no language, just imagine, A to Z. When he says, you ought to be a creator. We are all enjoying what others have brought it, but when it comes to us, we copy paste, we try to do that. This is what Papa here clearly wants. There is a creation, unique, original. A tree bears innumerable fruits, each fruit having its own quality, shape and taste. You behold countless stars shining in the sky, and on close examination you discover that each one of them has its own peculiar luster and beauty. So also, among human beings, there is a variety of natures and temperaments, each being born with a distinctly unique characteristic. The mistake is to squeeze life into a set and traditional mold, instead of permitting to expand and manifest its splendor in its own way. The object of sadhana is to release life from limitations with which it is bound. It's a process of elimination of the impurities. Sadhana is a process of elimination of the impurities, stiffness, narrowness that have clogged your being, and the revealment of the divine knowledge, power and love, so that you may shine as a unique expression of truth. So this is what the buddhi. When we are told that we have to convert our mind into a laboratory, Papa throws light. In the laboratory, we try to go on doing it. Just now we read Papa's words, reflecting and contemplating, reflecting, meditating, going deep within. And this, brings out. Amazingly, that is why everything that we see, when there was no mic, it was there. When there was no mobile, when there was no flask, when there was no book, when there was no printing technology, when there was no chapel, when everything, new creation. And who is benefited? All of us are getting benefited. So this is the clarion call given to us by Papa. The release of divinity. You ought to be the creator. This particular word you may remember. You ought to be a creator of new thoughts and actions. Highly creative, he will say. There is a board somewhere here. Be the light unto yourself and in your own original way. Bring out the magnificence in you. These are all the powerful words of Papa. Powerful words. He did not ask everybody to follow this. He said, you follow this, try to develop in your own way. Whatever you see here, small words, you have called it out. You should feel His presence within yourself by constant remembrance. Then you will realize Him within and know ultimately that you and I are here. If you worship God outside in any form, your mind is externalized. And from that form, it goes to other forms or objects. And your mind remains as distracted and as restless as ever. You must have a sadhana which is independent, not dependent upon external condition, form, or environment. Wherever you are, you must be able to tune yourself with the God within. All, this is a laboratory. He shows us. When he entered into the laboratory of his mind, and when he started doing this, otherwise he did not say simply you chant. Chanting is to remember this power. Remembrance, remembrance, remembrance that he keeps on handing. Easy way to remember is to chant. Chanting of whom? The one who is there in us, who is highly creative, who is love, who is bliss, who is everything and anything. So we convert the whole body into a laboratory. There we are slowly evolving this buddhi. Buddhi is your intelligence, discriminative faculty, your will, and all emotions mixed with in a beautiful harmony. It's the greatest instrument of human development. Reason, imagination, will are integrated in it. This is what we need. And the Gita is going to tell us again and again the greatness of this buddhi. In many places, you will find it invoked in the Gita, Buddhau, Sharanam, Anvicha. Take refuge in buddhi. With that buddhi, you will achieve everything. Buddhi is essentially reason, but not dry intellectual reason. Reason which has been reinforced by emotions, by feeling. All motivation comes from emotion and feeling, not from intellect. And then comes will with its power of impact. And so when you combine all the three, you get a wonderful instrument of human development that is called buddhi. A student in school and college studies various books, but the ultimate result of all studies should be the evolution of that buddhi. So this one more we wanted to share with you all. Apart from refinery, this is also another method how Bhagavad Gita helps us, so that when it comes out, not only it benefits that particular person, it benefits the whole creation. We will try to go through that 18 chapters, 18 points. How does, we will read that. Nature has endowed humans with an incredible ability to refine their experiences within the human system. Just as raw materials are processed in a refinery to produce valuable products, we can take our crude experiences, refine them, transform them into remarkable qualities: love, compassion, peace, efficiency, dedication. From the raw energy within us emerges with discoveries, inventions, creativity, enthusiasm, courage, determination, unwavering focus. This is a crucial subject for every young individual to contemplate and actively work on life. How can I refine my experience? The crudeness that has infiltrated our lives is deeply troubling. Crudeness in human interactions. I am fully guided by me and mine. No? That is my crude. How it has infiltrated in all my thoughts and words, all of us know that. Crudeness in human interactions, in politics, and in every sphere of existence. Chaos, conflicts, fights. While education exists, refinement is lacking. It becomes academic, You get a pass, you get distinction, that's all. You get a job, finished. In our good old days, of course, that is still continuing, but we don't know how far it is effective. After the graduation, post-graduation, an option is also offered to the student, a brilliant student, to take up a PhD course. What does it mean? School days, college days, university days, postgraduate stage, all things we have gone. Though not everybody, in somebody, this aspect is touched and kindled. So the then planners, they decided new thoughts should come, New thoughts, new creations, new approach should come. So that is why they pushed this 2 years course of PhD. And he has to prepare a thesis. He will be helped by a guide. But he has to do the search. He may guide, that's all. On a particular prospect, I go to that particular book, delve deep into it, come out with it, and by intensely going through that, finally I prepare a thesis which is original. And that will be gone through a panel of educationists. And if they find that yes, there is something original, then he gets a pass, he gets a PhD. And that will be an asset to the growing research. That is what is meant here. So the refinement means, the crudeness in human discoveries, inventions, creativity, enthusiasm, courage, determination, unwavering focus. So the crudeness that has infiltrated our lives is deeply troubling. Crudeness in human interactions and in every sphere of existence. While education exists, refinement is lacking. While there is abundant psychic energy, there is little refinement. This crudeness reflects our failure to use the body-mind complex as a means to refine our experience. So when we operate from a lower level of consciousness, our actions are driven solely by self-interest, leaving no room for you or we in our thoughts. In contrast, when our thoughts and actions stem from the higher faculty of buddhi, they naturally encompass the well-being of others along with our own. This attitude shifts to, how can I serve you? A mindset aligned with the Atman or Brahman, the one divine self present in all. So this is how we are told about the need to transform our mind into a refinery. So how does Bhagavad Gita help us to transform our mind to become a refinery? 18 chapters. So chapter number 1, observation. Watch the inner conflict welling up in our mind due to attachments. Second chapter, alertness. Be aware of our pitfall that cloud our perception and judgments. Again, the second chapter, a sense of balance. A balanced mind ensures peace and helps in handling smoothly all dealings, individual, family life, professional life, social life. Me to we in all, in the third chapter, me to we, all our actions must bear the stamp of expansion from self-centeredness to selfishness. Fourth chapter, realizing the supremacy of the unknown factor, God. To know that He has a final say in all matters. Again, fourth chapter, focus on purifying the activities instead of renouncing them. Fifth chapter, letting God to predominate our actions so as to avoid the feeling of hardships. Impose self-discipline to help reaching the goal. Sixth chapter, Atma Samyama Yoga. Becoming aware of our origin and the great provider. Seventh chapter. Just now we said, Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutana. Again, seventh chapter. Accepting the uniqueness of each manifestation instead of as preconditioned by us. Because when I accept the uniqueness, I will not complain. Recognizing the eighth, impermanence of everything, including the body, as inevitable, and practicing periodic reflection on the same. Eighth chapter, Akshara Brahma Yoga. Death. Through emphasizing on the death, the Lord is bringing out so many of the dimensions. Then, ninth chapter, do everything going beyond the man-made divides between spiritual and worldly. Rajavidya, Rajaguhya. Convert everything as God. So there is no divide between spiritual and worldly. Right from early morning when we get up till we retire to bed, whether we are in puja room or in ashram or temple, or whether we are in household work or official work or social work, all have been provided by God and God only. That is why Vinobaji beautifully brings that word, it is an express highway. There is no risk involved, you can just drive, that's all. Nothing will stop you. And then, seeing the unique signature of Lord in all creations. 10th chapter. Vibhuti Yoga. It's Vibhuti, the entire thing. And then, internalize human values in varied situations. Realizing His presence more conspicuously in all greater manifestation of energy. Vishwa Rupa Darshan. He lists so many, to drive home the idea that He is more conspicuous. It is easy for us to locate. Then we will come to know that He is there in everybody. Then, internalize human values in varied situations so that they become the second nature. Buddhi Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Internalize human values. Yesterday we were showing a few, Then, 13th chapter, becoming aware of the distinct roles played by the matter and spirit, Deha and Dehi. Recognizing that each one is a product of different combination of sattvic, rajasic and tamasic traits. All these things will help us in refining. I will not jump, why it behaved like that, why he behaved like that, why I am in such a circumstances. I will not blame. Be vigilant about the down-pulling tendencies and try upholding elevating tendencies. Becoming aware of the one which is the manifested, unmanifested, and in both. Purusha, Prakriti, Purushottama Yoga. The other day we remembered, Mataji during her sadhana period, when Papa, initially she said she was not interested in going inward. Papa compelled her to go inward in Kasaragod ashram. So she sat. Because of the purity of the heart, the mind was not going anywhere. So it went inside for 3 or 4 or 5 years, 5 hours. She was in a position to enjoy that bliss. And then Papa found she is not in a mood to come back. Ultimately, when she came out, he said, no. She said, no, I will be happy with this. Then Papa introduces this word. If you go through Guru's grace, you will find that. He said, you must practice Purushottama Yoga. Not only inside, the moment you come out, you see him in varied forms. Unmanifest, manifest, and beyond both. That is how she became a mother of all. After that, we will come back to that again. So the 15th over, then be vigilant about the down-pulling tendencies and try upholding Devasura Sampat Vibhaga Yoga. So when we keep on dwelling upon it, the refinement takes place, Diesel engine, when it is to be started, they have this thing, a rope to change the wheel, and then it gets started. Similarly, the process of refinement takes place when we go through these 26 values, and also to caution us about a few down-pulling values. Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhi. And then perform everything with Shraddha, deriving the fullness. Shraddha is not merely attentively doing. So to make the mind a refinery, we need the active help of Shraddha. And finally, surrendering to the indwelling, all-pervading reality as the final goal. That means the trace of me and mine is not there. Refinement finally comes out in that form. Total effacement. Vinobaji calls it as the way to train ourselves not to take upon our shoulders the burden of being the doer or the action we do. That is the way. The way is to train ourselves not to take upon our shoulders. Bhagavad Gita, what does it convey, When we say surrender, it has been beautifully brought out like this. The way is to train ourselves not to take upon our shoulders the burden of being the doer of the actions. We should keep reflecting. I just happen to be just instrumental. I am not really the doer of actions. We should first assume this stand with humility. This, of course, will not immediately result in the complete eradication of doership. It can happen only gradually. The next step is to feel that the activities do not touch the self, they are of the body. But I am not the transient mortal body. I am full of divine consciousness. The clarion call of the Gita is this: reduce yourself to zero. Let there be the Lord and the Lord alone in the universe. So we can say that the refining process comes to an end when we feel, when we experience that even the very act of expressing this experience is caused by him. And in 6 months or 7 months' time, Papa got to redo it in 1920. When he was asked what is wrong with you, he said, God is making him to repeat his name. The sense of doership. Normally you and I will say, we have been chanting Ram Nam for so many years. I do chant Ram Nam. This I. Whereas in Papa's case, he showed in a book called Ramdas Talks. Until such time, we also did not know that. So when we went through that, suddenly he makes us aware. He said in that book, certain portions have not been covered in Inquest of God. So when a devotee requested more details, Papa was again giving it out. In that he mentioned this. When the father came and asked, "What is happening to you, son?" he spontaneously remarked, "God is making him to repeat his name." The final stage we are all contemplating, we are all visualizing, Let us come to him in such a short time. Reduce yourself to zero. Let there be the Lord and the Lord alone. So that is how these 18 chapters give us some idea now. Our purpose is to have something like this, In our second round of Gita, probably we may get some more ideas. But now we are all very clear how to transform our mind into a refinery, how to transform our psycho-physical system as a laboratory, where we try to experiment and bring out new ideas, creative, useful, loving. Whatever that comes out will be useful to everybody. It will never be self-centered. So this much for the day today. And tomorrow, we also would like to share some thoughts about our Pujya Mataji's 36th Mahasamadhi. It was on 12th February 1989. Mataji chose to drop the body. Many of us were blessed to have the opportunity of meeting Mataji, closely observing Mataji. We only see that she is loving everybody, she is caring, concerned. All those things only we will concentrate on. How she gives the prasad, how when we are in difficulty, she volunteers, how she arranges everybody, how she becomes sensitive to the demands and suffering of the people in and around. Always greater care, only on that aspect, because we were affected, we were privileged. Now we know it has not helped us to move spiritually. She became the mother of all. By remembering only this personal aspect, I get some joy when I recollect, when I share with others. But am I going nearer to the Mataji's life? And what is it that I should do? Then with that perspective, when we go through Mataji's teachings, then slowly it dawns in our mind. This is not what is expected of us. She says in one of her things, I will be truly happy and will be truly and really happy only when your mind turns to Papa. There also we got misunderstood. We were concentrating only on that charming form of Papa. She meant the indwelling and all-pervading reality whom Papa named as Ram, whom Mataji named as Papa. So this should be very clear. I will be truly and really happy only when your minds turn towards Papa. You may be doing a lot of service with your bodies, you may be spending a lot of money to come and stay here and so on, but it is of no avail if you do not allow your mind to go to Papa. It is like coming to the ashram gates, taking a whiff of the fragrance of the flowers within, and then turning your back on ashram and going back. You are now standing outside the gates of the house of Papa. You shower rich compliments and praises on Papa, then turn back without bothering to enter the gates and experiencing yourself the bliss of Papa. The main reason you are scared to enter the gates of Papa's mansion is because outside lies your world of I and mine. And you are scared that if you enter the gates, that is, if you turn your mind on Papa, you would end up losing your world that you have been so far hugging as yourself. You do not realize that far from losing your little world, you actually stand to gain the entire universe when you realize Papa. Where then is the question of you are losing anything? Your mind will turn to Papa only when you take his name. Sit for bhajan and acquire a love for listening to bhajan. But here nobody sits for bhajan unless I first go and sit there. If I attend Ramnam or bhajan sessions, everybody follows me. Now Shabai has taken the responsibility of removing the asan covers regularly, getting them washed, then putting the freshly washed covers on the vasan. And he has taken up this responsibility. This job is being done nicely. If everyone here were to take up some responsibility of the various activities in the ashram, considering the ashram as your own, ashram would run smoothly. But how many are anxious to assume such a responsibility? Now you are getting mangoes and other fruits grown here, and they are sweet and delicious. But how many are aware that what a lot of trouble it took us when the saplings were first planted years ago to water them regularly? So you go to Papa. That's what she always said. We are not going to Papa, you know. 7 a.m. Papa's room, the day's reading from Passage to Divinity was just over. Sri Ram, Papa underwent so much of difficulties in his earlier life. Mataji, yes. It happened that way because Papa was destined to shed his light on the whole world. If Papa had not undergone all these troubles in his earlier life, the world would not have had the benefit of Papa's blessings. Yet Papa used to say, you just wait for 25 years more to see the full impact of Ramdas and the ashram on the world. 18 years have passed since Papa said those words, and we have to wait for 7 more years to see Papa's words come true. Mataji, Mataji, Papa once told me also that whatever spiritual effulgence ashram was then shedding all over the world would be nothing when compared to what it would be some years hence when ashram would become a big pilgrimage center. That is right. In the classroom, a teacher will often skip many lessons and take you to the subject you have never heard about it till then, a subject that may not be there in the curriculum at all. The teacher may do so for the benefit of anyone, particularly bright students in the class. But just because the topic is not there in your lesson, it does not mean that the teacher is in the wrong. You have to accept it obediently as good for your own progress. Likewise, Papa, who tests us in many ways, may sometimes tell us things which on the face of it may not seem applicable to us, but all the same are meant for us only. And we should meekly accept what Papa says. In my own case, during my sadhana days, I would sit gazing on Papa's face, oblivious of my surroundings, and when Papa would go on talking. At times, something that Papa said I would assume was meant for others, only to later discover that his remarks were meant only for me. Yet, my mind would not accept what he said. Only sometime later, the very thing he warned me against, which I would not accept, would happen to me. The next day, when I went to Kasargod ashram, I would be all contrite and tell Papa that I had erred in mentally rejecting what he had told me. And then Papa would assure me, don't worry, Ram will set everything right. Just as the teacher is anxious to help. So the central message is we should somehow try to go to Papa. That is the message. So tomorrow when we are observing the 36th Mahasamadhi day, it is not merely on the personal contact, personal joy we got. That is also there. That is the first one, no doubt. But what exactly Mataji expects all of us to do that. So we pray to her, who is now in the form of remembrance in our heart. You have told so many things, but we couldn't grasp. We used to share with everybody that when once you see Mataji, you know that she is your mother. Beyond that, we did not. How did you become that mother? We did not bother to understand. You wanted everyone to do that by identifying the common denominator in anything and everything. This is how she became the mother of all. And she wants all her children to do that. For the sake of those who are hearing it for the first time, Mataji felt that we are not progressing on our spiritual path. So she went and told Papa, you should give a new medicine, new remedy, which is not like what we have been doing it. Everybody will be there in their own place, but they should get God realization. You cannot ask them to do anything, but your remedy should be given, they realize God. So Papa smiled. He avoided. One day, and every time she used to block and ask because of her anxiety that everyone should realize God. So one day, Papa revealed. He told bluntly that if you want a child, you should become pregnant. Then only you will undergo all the struggles, conflicts, stress. Then only the child comes out. Similarly, to reach that stage, two things are absolutely necessary: Vairagya and sadhana. Mataji wanted everyone to get this. Why we are remembering, though she knows everything, her love for everybody, it supersedes all these things. So how do I reach that stage, The absence of otherness, how will I reach? So Samadhi days and Jayanti days there is nothing particular at all. Because that day offers us to think about these aspects intensely. What their life is. We were all happy because whenever we used to come, we spend most of our time in Mataji's room. And then, at the time of going back, we can see the excitement of a mother, when the child takes leave. All those things we share, we remember, it is fresh in our mind. Then one day we started asking ourselves, it is a sentimental, emotional level, we are happy. But is that what Mataji wants? No. When we go through her teachings, we find that she wants everyone to reach that stage where this otherness is not there in our heart. I may not be able to do it 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 100 or 500 or 1,000 steps, but I will make a beginning with 1 step, So tomorrow being the 36th Mahasamadhi day, she is gently reminding us, think on these aspects. There are so many layers you have put on yourself, limitations. Try to remove one by one, the me and mine. And always think I must embrace the whole creation mentally. Meaning, I must have the space in my mind for the care and concern for every creation, because every creation is he and he only. To remember that, we have been given this Ram Nam. So Mataji wanted every one of us. Many of you might remember at the time of our in-depth study of In Quest of God, many of us would not have heard this at all. Mataji wanted everyone to read how many times? 11 times. 11 times of in Quest of God. And she said, not merely reading, you go there, do 11 times of pradakshina of Papa's Samadhi, place the book on the holy feet of Papa, pray to him, and then she revealed, after reading you may not reach anywhere, but doesn't matter. That will help you to go inward. The impersonal aspect of Papa, you will slowly try to. She gave a wonderful clue. You will try to read that her own words. She says, I wanted you all to read In Quest of God 11 times so that your mind would turn within. This word, to Nirguna Brahman. There is a special reason for Papa making me ask you to read In Quest of God daily for 11 days. It is intended to take you within. You may not attain Papa within you on the 11th reading, but you will at least have started going within. It is like entering the ashram gates. Once you are within the gates, you have nothing to fear. Likewise, when you turn your gaze within, you have nothing to worry. What a powerful guidance Mataji has given. So by asking us to read 11 times, it is not merely reading, from chapter page to page. She cautions us. The purpose is that you should go within. Nirguna Brahman. Turn within. 11th, your mind would turn within. So tomorrow again we will try to remember some of her words. At least we will keep it alive, 36 years have gone since she dropped the body. It's a long period. Those of us who had the privilege of seeing her, they might remember about that, the warmth, the love, everything. But somehow none of us were touched and kindled to know that our purpose is not to be satisfied with this, to become something of what she has been doing. How did she attain that stage in such a quick, in 2 years' time, mind you, 2 years' time, 1928 to 1930. So what a degree of conviction, to reach the highest. She was also a mother of 2 children. God made her to go through a trying moment like losing her loving husband at her 20th year. And in this 5 years, 25, by the time she reached 25, God relieved her of all these made her to get in touch with Papa, and with all earnestness, with all commitment, she could do this in 2 years' time. She was able to get herself totally stabilized in that all are me only, That is what is called absence of otherness. When after before that I think, when we started translating small books in different languages, Mataji, somehow Shuddhana Swamiji was kind enough to bring out this with the Divine Mother. Otherwise, we would not have had any, excepting Gita, Guru's grace, and Puja Swamiji's writing on Vishwamata Krishnabai, and Papa's small book, some of your seniors may remember, Mother Krishnabai. Otherwise, there was no book, anything. But luckily, whenever she was sharing some thoughts, Shuddhana Swamiji and Sri Ram Swami was prompted to take notes, compile the whole thing, and after Mahasamadhi of Mataji, it came out in the form of With the Divine Mother. And through that book, we were able to understand more and more about Puja Mataji's life and mission. Otherwise, though we have met 2.5 decades, we have coming here, but this aspect, how did she become the mother of all? That question has never come to us. We were satisfied with whatever she does to us, that's all. But when we started probing, then many of the discussions which Sri Ram Swami has shared through this book, and that gave us even this, we got it from there only. Otherwise, how will we know? This is 11 times you should go through everything came from this only. So tomorrow, being the 36th, let us not treat it like that. Wherever and whenever it is possible, let us try to go deep into her teachings and pray to her from the bottom of the heart to slowly, we are not that fit, we are not that pure, we are not that committed. But with all the limitations, we still want to move towards that ideal. Kindly help us, even if by inch, kindly help us to move towards that. How to develop this absence of otherness. So let this thought be predominated tomorrow. So more about it, tomorrow we will share. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om. Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Hari Om. Pranam, pranam, pranam. Namaskar, namaskar. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.
Not